Whoa, and we're also don't have our intro. Fun, fun. Yeah, it's one of those days. Good morning, folks. Yeah, sorry about that. Not only was Discord like apparently reset after like Friday's weird stream, because I assume because we messed around with settings, but I don't know. We didn't change the setting at all for Discord, so I don't know why Discord decided to change my setting this morning. But anyway, so Discord had an issue. It had a moment. Um, and then, there was other just little things that were annoying. And so it is a Monday with a capital M. Super happy capital M Monday. Hi, how are y'all? Yes, we are here. Hello, D. Clearman and Rax and Margaret and Numbat and Jay and Trouble and Cornico and Jedi Jared and Danocles and Sharky. Yeah, it does. Justin and I were talking about this. Actually, I took him out of my ear, so I probably should put him back in my ear so I can actually hear Justin's dulcet tones when he chooses to speak to us. One moment. Putting Justin in my ear. I have a tiny Justin that sits on my shoulder. But yes. Yeah, Monday. Yeah, exactly, Jedi Jared. But yeah. Hey, Tazlanch. The official Tazlanch has entered the building. Yes. Good morning. So I'm not as prepared as I wanted to be. I wanted to have paint mixed. I had such great intentions this morning, and then I was just like, suddenly it was a train wreck. And my camera is weird because David was in my chair, and his chair is lower, so I will elevate myself. There. Perfect. Hello, Masara. Hey, Max Styles. Whee! Yeah, I used to singing in choir, Jedi Jared, actually. I like singing. I miss it. But no time. Too many hobbies, no time these days. And plus, it's not like choirs are getting together and singing anywhere anyway with these days. But yeah, these days I sing only for myself. But yes, I do like to sing. I do have a decent voice. One of these days when I'm an old woman, I'll join a choir again. When I'm, have fewer hobbies. Yeah, right. That's ever going to happen. Yes. Oh, good. You're all in a good mood today. At least you all look. Hi, Sephiroco. Well, I don't know if Justin's an angel or a devil. It kind of depends on what mood he's in. Let me find a paint. I'm looking for a paint. I need a paint. Well, let's start with this paint. So today we're talking about weathered skin tones. Because, why not, really? Hello, Nomanzik. Dragon Eye, hello. Hello. Aw. Well, if you knew the song, you could have just joined in from your table and then come over and sung. I bet they would have loved it. But yes. We all want life to be a musical sometimes. A good musical. Musicals tend to have happy endings unless you're in Les Mis. And some others like Evita also not exactly a happy ending, although kind of a happy ending. I don't know. Oh, you didn't know the song. Yeah, that makes it harder. Let me see. Where's a red? Where's a good red? I think I want Asmodeus red for this. Yeah, I do. Let's do that. That actually might be perfect. Yeah, we'll try that. All right, and where's my wonderful tan skin? There's my wonderful tan skin. Awesome. All right, let's rock the minicam, folks. Let's rock the minicam. Boom. There we are. We're really close, Jedi Jared. I think we're only 9 subs away. Am I correct, Justin? Not hearing it, Justin. He may have left the building temporarily. Well, actually, he may have left the room temporarily. He said he had to feed his tyrant of a cat. So I think he told me we were only 9 away.
Yes, sorry, I'm fashionably late. I arrive exactly when I mean to.
Well, they were already saying that you're an angel because I put you in my ear and then I said I had a tiny Justin on my shoulder. And they're like, the right shoulder is the angel shoulder. So, apparently.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so... Alrighty.
But yes, I believe we are 9 subs away from the thing.
The thing?
The fun thing. Yeah.
I'm trying to
get focused. It's an AMA plus others, right?
Yes, it's AMA plus giveaway. Right. AMA plus giveaway. Here, let me get this in focus. focus.
Oh, this new monitor that I'm using to monitor like Twitch and stuff, it's just much better than the one I had. Oh, Numbat, holy crap.
Oh
And
my
Twisted,
god.
everyone just redoing their stuff.
Yeah, boom, boom, with the sub bomb, boom. We gotta do boom when the sub bomb hits. Awesome. Wow, everybody got.
Like that, we have 2 subs left.
Aw, we have somebody in chat named Nobody Special. Nobody Special, you're totally special. Don't call yourself that. Come on. Come on. Games Tavern, hello. Hello. And Gridlock, hello. Yes, yes. So we're only 3 subs away from our next AMA and a giveaway. The first official giveaway for the show, I think. Am I correct? I guess Planer did actually sponsor one official giveaway previously for this show. Not more stripes, Collins. Collins wants more stripes, and I did think about it. Actually, I do want to talk about something I didn't do correctly quite on these stripes, depending on how you're going to do it. But I do want to talk about skin tone while I do that. So let's base coat skin tone while I talk about stripes and how I did them and the impression that this gives is because of course I can always count on David to bring it up. You did this with these stripes. Did you intentionally do that? Because I was going fast. Now that he's streamed, maybe he'll understand that sometimes when you're streaming, you just do stuff, and then you aren't always optimally doing stuff. So, what he was talking about, there's my tan skin, let's get some water in that. What David was talking about is, yes, I hope you all enjoyed having David on the stream on Friday, by the way. He is, as you can see, he paints completely differently from what I do. It's a lot more organic process. And he does a lot more like big, no free yet Collins, bad Collins. Although Safaroko just gave us another sub. Now we need 2.
Actually, I think as of Safaroko, we are 1 away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we picked up 1, 2.
Oh, I missed one more.
3 plus 5. Yep, we're at 8. So.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Collins is. Yeah, so David that's my guy. Y'all know now. Isn't he cute? So yeah, so that's David. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. He had fun. He is talking about maybe doing it again. So we'll see. Yes. Hi, James Rev.
Also, as a soundtrack, can the oh, look at that Max Styles painting. Thank you.
You totally missed your cue here, Reaper John, because you could have just done bingo on Friday when I actually put my boyfriend on the show. It wasn't enough to actually mention him. I actually put him on the freaking show. Like, I would think that everybody got bingo for that. Wow, look at these gift bombs. Boom! Let's give it a boom. Boom!
We're there and we're ready to schedule it.
Yeah, now we can schedule it. Yes. And I don't know if you want to are we going to schedule a day to give away the giveaway? Or are we going to just do it?
Numbat with the 1,000 bits. Thank you.
Yeah, wow. Amazing. It's like Hype Train building. Dang. Yeah, how about that Hype Train? Like, we don't normally get Hype Train. Oh, hi, Rex. Actually, Rex, you need to, tune in to not Friday, but Thursday's show when I did the stripes. But actually, let me mix up some white and show you guys what David was talking about. And fix it, although it is only a fix if you are not intending to do it. And you could go either way. So, let me get some water in this white. About a 1-to-1. Woohoo! 100 bits! Yay, Hype Trains! Yeah, thanks, James Riev. We don't often get a Hype Train going, so this is awesome. All right, so let's mix up this 1-to-1 mix here. So what I did on Thursday was when I was moving fast, I was trying to show you guys how you could bring up the highlights on the stripes. And it's gonna be one of those days. Hello Monday. I lost the angel in my right ear. Hold on. Can't hear Justin if I don't have the plug in. All right, so what I did, because I was moving fast, is I dabbed highlights on, right? I like boom, 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 boom. When you do that, you get 2 effects. One is that you preserve a darker outline around the edge of the darker stripe, or around each stripe when it comes down to it. So that makes your stripes stand out more. So you can see kind of a darker line down the edges. What that makes it look like, though, is that your stripes are quilted. So it makes it look like you definitely have a different fabric for the stripe, and it's not part of the same fabric. I did it mostly because I was moving fast and trying to show you guys highlights, like when we had 5 minutes left. Now, if I decide I want this fabric to be a dyed fabric, where the stripes are dyed on, or if it's if it's maybe it is like two different fabrics appliqued, but it's a very subtle and it's not going to stand out, then I would want to highlight like right up and over that edge. So like here I'm going to take some thinned white, 1-to-1 white, and I'm just going to put a layer of it down, grab some water and blend that in. I'm just trying to get a quick blend to show you guys. We'll see. I might need more water. White is resistant to being translucent. Always thin it more than you think you need to. Do be careful that it doesn't break. Let me see here. So if I do a little bit of a fudgy thing, trying to just get my highlights up a little bit over that edge so that's more consistent, and it'll remove the dark line ideally, and it will let's see here, another sub. Thanks, Faye.
Also, and just to confirm, since we were having some audio issues, can the audience hear me right now? As a confirmation, guys.
Yeah, can you hear Justin? Can you hear Justin's dulcet tones? Give us a 1 in chat if you can hear Justin. All right, we got yes.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
Oh, thanks, Reaper John. Yeah, I was trying to show them shiny. Oh, good. Yeah.
Colin said no, so let's figure it out. Let's stop the show entirely and figure
For
out
Collins, yes, Collins is just trolling. He's just trolling. This is Collins at his best. You're feisty today, Collins. What's up with you? So yeah, Reaper John, I saw that you were doing Paint Club on Discord. That's super awesome. I'm glad. Paint Club is an institution. It needs to survive. I haven't been able to do one out here since I came out. All right,
I
so
almost hopped in Saturday morning or Sunday morning, actually.
Yeah, so essentially you can see that here I've got a dot, right, guys? So if I try to blend that a little bit more, then the cloth is going to be more consistently shiny, and I'll lose that that dark edge. So yeah, so then it looks even shinier, right? So yeah. Cooped up too long, probably. Yes, most likely do. Yeah, so, oh good, I'm glad that Paint Club has been fun. Excellent. Paint Club is always fun. All right, so yeah, so that's how you, like in here, I could blend in these dots a little bit better across this area here. So yeah, so essentially, if you leave the dots in the middle of the stripes, it'll make it look quilted, which is definitely, like with brocade, you definitely have points where you might want that effect. But if it's more of a slippery cloth where it's dyed or something like that, or a smoother cloth, then you want those highlights to be consistently across all patterns. So yeah, so that's how you do that. All right, let's get this. Yeah, the dark edge look does make the stripes stand out, right? It does definitely give it a more crisp look. And you could keep the dark edges, you kind of get them naturally a little bit. You could keep a little bit of it. You don't have to totally wipe it out. But just to give you guys an idea, you can do it either way. It's just which way you prefer is going to give you a different effect. All right, so there we are. Let's get some base coat on this face. Today, I wanted to talk about weathered skin tones. Juliana is an herbalist. She is out in the forest. She is not a wilting little, flower of a mademoiselle sitting in her cottage in the village. She is always out in the outdoors. And that means that she is going to have some weathered skin, or at least a little bit of sunburn and, probably some freckles. Who knows? But I wanted to talk about the reddish undertone. Like, you can use this for things like barbarians and Vikings and anybody who's been out in the sun a lot. So I thought I would do it on her. Now, what I normally do is I normally would use 90-70 for this. And I'm going to put that on a sticky note because I don't have, because of the delays this morning, I did not have time to dig out my 90-70. So I'm going to put a huge big sticky note here with 90-70. Because although I am going to mix up the color I want, you guys should use the easy mode and just use 90-70. That's mahogany brown. It is a brown that has a ton of red in it. And the lovely thing about it is that when you mix it with tan skin, it gives you a lovely sunburn, wind-burnt color. And then you can use that, either as your base or you can introduce it. I tend to like to use it as a base. So here, let me mix that up. I'm going to be using a mix of probably Amadeus red and Ruddy leather to get my effect, but you guys should use the 90-70 because it really is like super easy. Now, I want to talk also about tan skin. I always tell you guys that tan skin, 9044, is the most versatile skin tone we make. And I absolutely dead mean it. When I am just trying to mix a skin tone from nothing, this is the paint I reach for. You can mix almost any brown or red into it. You can mix any off-white into it. It makes it great to bring up lighter skin tones. So you can do weathered, darker, lighter, and you can work it all off of this. And working it off of tan skin guarantees that it at least looks a little bit like a skin tone. Because tan skin itself is a very convincing skin tone. So let's put a little bit. Let me show you guys that. I'm actually going to show you here. So first we'll try 109. We'll do, this is about 4 drops of tan skin, and I'll do 1 drop of 109. So 109, as you know, is Ruddy leather. It does have some red in it. It's just not as red as mahogany. So when you mix that in, we could use that. It could use a little more red, but look at how dark mahogany that looks. Like, that is a nice dark skin tone to start. But guess what? You could also just mix it with tan skin for highlights. Because remember, if you started with mixing tan skin into this, and this is mostly tan skin, that means you can highlight it with tan skin. So you can bring it back up. So depending on how much dark or red you want, you can come up with some very good skin tones by mixing other colors into tan skin. You can also take it more yellow if you want more of an Asian look. You can take it pinker with a touch of pink. I'm going to mix in just a little bit of Amadeus Red in here. We're going to get more of a weathered look. We want that ruddy undertone because we're trying to go for out in the weather Juliana. Yeah, if you're going humans, right? Yeah, obviously. But, I mean, you can do this with green skin tones, like doing mixtures of red and then painting areas that are fleshier with more of a reddish tone, like on goblins, can really add a lot. If I had David's goblin in here, I would show you guys what I mean. D. Clearman knows. Hey, D. Clearman, actually, you painted a goblin like this because you painted it for the box art. Are you still in? Like, I wonder, I don't think I've got a picture. If you send me, David, if you text me a picture of your goblin that you took to LVO, I'll put it up on stream so I can show them what I'm talking about. If you have a picture handy. Okay, so now we've gone very red here. And this is about what I would get with my normal. You did? I'm not seeing it yet. Not seeing it on text yet. I'll wait. Maybe it'll take a moment. I have your text open. Unless you emailed it. Did you email it or did you text it? Let me see. I'll check both just in case. Nope. Maybe I'll turn on my... There we go. We'll see. It'll come eventually, I'm certain. There it goes. It just was big. All right, so introducing skin tones. Let me get this up here. So if you look at David's, this is a bust from Skill 75, but the fleshy tones here and here and here add a lot of dimension to the goblin. It's up in his ears too. So even when you're not dealing with humans, you can use a trick of mixing some red into your skin tones and then building it up into a regular fleshy tone, and it works. So that is an example. So yeah, so thank you, D. Clearman. Also, as you can see, D. Clearman is rather a good painter. And I think he got, did you get gold? You get gold for this at LVO, didn't you, D. Clearman, in the regular category? I'm going to base coat while we talk. All right, so let's take this. This is very close to the color that I would get by mixing tan skin and mahogany brown, 90-70. 90-70, easy mode. And it's going to give her a very ruddy undertone. I tend to like to start with this rather than introducing it. If I want a very strong reddish undertone to the skin, I'll just paint her like she's sunburned. And by the way, as you can tell, this is actually a good sunburn color as well. Gold in intermediate category. Well, good. So yeah. So yes, this is useful technique, whether you're going to do... obviously, if I was doing a green skin or some other skin tone like a frost giant, I would start with more of that unnatural color, a green or a blue, right? And then I would introduce the reds. But with human skin tones, with lighter skin tones that burn, you can start just straight up with this red. I think I want to... No, I can see it pretty well. I just want to check that I'm in focus. I'm working with my camera a little differently today. I'm trying to... have it up higher and zoom in so I have more room to look at the model, but it makes it a little harder to judge where I need to keep the model to keep it in focus. So if I have to, I'll go back down lower. it's hard to see on my screen when I'm just out of focus or just in focus. So I'm going to try to keep it going. Here we go. So we'll just mock this in. Methophile, I still would go up to, you start with a purple, but you would probably want to go up to a pink maybe, or a reddish color, reddish purple. You are going to get a more purple hue, you're right, because of red blood flow under blue skin. So you can go that way. You can also bring it up very close to red on the surface, much more reddish than purplish. That's an artistic choice, right? So at that point, it's just your interpretation, whether you want to bring it all the way up to a reddish color, or if you want to near where blood vessels would be close to the surface of the skin, or if you want to, you could also reserve your pink or real reddish purple for like places like the earlobes and nose and everything. So we'll just mock in all of her skin in this color. Yeah, you're right. I am tending to... Yeah, that's... You know what? I'm going to lower my camera a bit. Hold on, guys. I mean, I like having the camera up higher because I can have a better posture a little bit, but I do think that having it a little lower makes me position a little better. So let me get her down here and get locked. There. Okay. And I'm going to throw a little water into this to keep it wet. And I'm going to throw a little water into this just so it doesn't dry out and mess up my palette. And I think I also want that out. There. 90. Remember 90-70. There. 90-70. Doo-doo-doo. Then we'll get that. All right. There we go. Oh, yay! Hi. Hi, Brackert. Thanks for the raid. Or Brack Art. Depending. We are today talking about doing a weathered skin tone on a miniature. I am trying to dial in my focus a little bit here because I'm trying to get it. We had a different streamer guest on Friday, and it is definitely difficult to redial in from where he was. All right, so I have my extra light on. That makes her go too blue. I don't like it. All right, we're just going to rock with this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Brackert, exactly. So this is also, actually, you bring up an excellent point. This is also a great base coat for dwarf flesh when you want that really weathered look, because they tend to just have a ruddier skin tone, at least as people often paint them. So we're going to start with this. And like I said, you could start with a regular skin tone and then just put your reddish tones in, but I tend to like that underlying red color, and then I work around it. So, uh-oh. Now I hear an echo because a certain person has entered the room here, and he's watching my stream and in the room at the same time. David, stop making me echo.
I hit mute.
He swears he hit mute.
Apparently turning my headphones off unmutes things, which doesn't make any sense.
All right. Yes, but anyway, so there we go. So we've got a nice, and as you can see, it's still, although it is very dark, it is still a recognizable skin tone. So we'll just pop over, and now we'll think about using, and I might have to mix a bit of these two together like I did over here, because they are very different, so highlighting with just straight up tan skin might not work as well. So let's bring this up a little bit.
You're blaming me for everything today.
I'm not blaming you for everything today, just most things. Actually, it wasn't you. It was just, it was Discord. Justin and I already blamed Discord. You didn't change any settings that we didn't change back. All right. So now essentially I'm going to be putting a more normal skin tone color. I'm going to be working it up in the areas where you wouldn't get a lot of red concentrating. Now, again, you could do this in reverse if you want to. Oh, we're getting out of focus again. Grr. I'm having such trouble today dialing in focus. There. Better. So you could work this in reverse. You could have started with tan skin or something close to it, and then you could put your shadows in, but I like the undertone that's really red, so instead I'm working it the other way around. So what we're going to be doing then is bringing up our highlights in places where you wouldn't get a lot of that weathering. And, you know, I could keep her forehead reddish because sunburn, but I'd rather not. For one thing, her hair probably would shield it a little bit. And for another, that's a natural place to highlight. So you kind of, when you're dealing with models that are this small, you sometimes have to make tactical adjustments depending on what people are going to expect. So I could make her forehead really pink and raw, but just the positioning of her hair and everything else, I'm going to guess that the forehead's, I'm going to just lighten it up a little bit. Another place that you usually don't see a lot of sunburn happening is directly under the eyes. And this again, this depends. Like, usually you get a little bit of a shadow from the brow ridge. But you do also get a blush effect. So this is where you ask yourself, am I going for a blush effect or am I going for, you know, a real sunburn? And it varies. But I'm going to say here, if you're going for a blush effect, then you would carry your highlight all the way down to the top of the where the cheekbone just cuts down. But if you're going for sunburn, then you got to keep your highlight actually pretty small and tight right up against the eye. Because a lot of this upper cheek area is going to be burned. The upper lip is an area that usually does not burn because the nose shadows it. And, you know, usually when you're seeing sunburn, yeah, it varies. I guess I don't see a lot of sunburned chins. I'm going to highlight that slightly. The edge of the jawline is not going to get a big burn either. So it's not going to be as weathered. There's going to be a highlight there. If you were going to give her freckles, I would do freckles at the very end, Margaret, and then I would glaze with the skin tone. Freckles are something that's, yeah, if you put them on early, you're just going to paint over them, I think. Stuff like that. Freckles are, you treat freckles exactly the same way as you do tattoos. I did a tattoo video, everybody, on my Patreon recently, so if you haven't checked it out, you can. You would do freckles in exactly the same way. So do everything else, and then, you know, put your freckles on and glaze skin tone over them because, you know, you want to give them a little bit more subtle and have them blend into the skin. But yeah, I would definitely do that. And my Patreon is patreon.com/paintingbig. Thank you for everybody on here. I know many of you are on my Patreon already, and I appreciate you all. Like, seriously, you keep me going. My Patreon is, I really enjoy it, so I'm really happy that you guys enjoy it too. I'm going to blend this in just a little bit. I need that highlight so the eye will stand out. I gotta be careful, though, not to take my highlights up too much. I do need highlights. What I can do is take this red color and add some white to it and make it, you know, a reddish, pinkish highlight. Do it that way. This is very hard to do on a small model. I'm much more used to doing this on like a 54 millimeter Viking. Let's see. Oh yeah, portrait lighting for photography will give you a nice diffused, slightly overhead glow, as I recall here. Let me get all my colors up here now. So here we have my color that I mixed up, which is more or less equivalent to tan skin plus mahogany brown, 90/70. Remember, mahogany brown. It's also a great color for auburn hair, by the way. Mahogany brown. Just saying. Mahogany brown. Not subliminal advertising at all, everybody. Actually, it's very overt advertising at this point. It is one of my favorite colors. I want it to sell better. Buy some. So we got that color, and then we've got our straight up tan skin, the tan skin that we started with. And we have kind of a 50-50 mix of that, kind of thinned down so we could like work on some highlighting. But I also need to highlight colors like the top of her cheeks here would be getting light, but they're definitely going to get sunburned and windburned as well. So I've taken this shadow color here, and I've added some white, and that's this pinkish tone that we've got here. So that means that I'm kind of blending these two colors together on the top of her cheekbone here to kind of get a highlight, because we still want to highlight there. I'm really having problems with focus. But we don't want it to get like not burnt, right? We want it to still look like it's actually been weathered. I feel like I'm just not. There we go. Is that better? We can see. I'm just trying to get like in real sharp focus. I feel like I'm always just a little bit out of where I want to be. It's annoying. Also, the problem with painting painting 28 millimeter on stream. She just, you don't have as much leeway with the focus. Gotta stay real sharp. So mixing up more of that, the white into my kind of pinkish mixture so I can accentuate some of these areas. That's a little bit too much. But I do want that forehead highlighted strongly because you get a lot of light up there, and then you want to bring it down the nose. I had to make sure I'm on camera. That's real strong. Okay, now she looks like she has sunblock on her nose. I do not want that. But yeah, I've done this so many times on big manly Vikings, and so I few times on little tiny minis. Let's see here. So that's actually starting. Her face is starting to come out actually very nicely here. Let's put a little bit more red on her so that I can like emphasize some blush and show you it's different. So here, let's put some Amadeus red. You could really use any red for this. I actually prefer usually 9002 deep red. David's going to sneeze and totally obliterate the item number of that color. So for blush and lips and all that sort of thing, I love 9002 deep red.
It's a funny way to say bless you.
Gesundheit. There, I Gesundheited you. That makes it all better. All right, there we go. Mix up some of this red. But as you can see, Amadeus makes a nice pink color when you mix in a little white. So that's that color right here. So I'm going to take a little bit of that. I'm going to mix it in again with any of these skin tones to get it even pinker. Yeah. She has an herb in her hand. Yeah, it's a leaf. You can decide what kind of leaf it is yourself. I don't know that Bobby had an idea what kind of leaf it was. Or if it was, I don't know if this was originally an Izzy drawing either. So this is our much pinker color, and we can even take a little bit more of that. And that, if you're doing blush, if you look at natural blush, it usually will show up like in the hollow of the cheekbone. Like it actually, unless your face is like really prone to blushing, and I certainly can turn bright red all over when I blush, but usually if you want it to be somewhat standard predictable, you kind of put it about halfway down the cheekbone. You don't want it to be on the upper part of the cheekbone, you want to be on the underside. And then I can use the same color for the lips. And yeah, the whole peeling sunburn thing, totally not doable on a 28, in my opinion. You need more room to suggest that, and you just don't have it. You could try to do it on a bust. There are just some things that larger scale models are good at. Oh, and I'm getting real dark because I've got too much palette in frame. There we go. Now we're getting there now. So we got some blush. We've got to get some more highlights on her. So down here on her neck, she's not going to have a lot of sunburn, so I can use more of a normal skin tone color, which would be my my base skin tone plus the tan skin to work up toward in the direction of a normal tan skin. So pretty much going to focus on that color wherever I think she's not going to be sunburned if I need highlights. So yeah, the edge of that. She's coming up. Oh yeah, I hate those people, Sephiroth. Those people who just tan, like that are pale and then they hit the sun and they go golden brown and it's perfectly even. And yeah, we can hate those people. It's okay. Just a little hatred is okay. I'm just reading, make sure I'm not missing any questions. I have done tan lines. Twisted Oma. Actually, you guys, I think you could even find it on the Dark Sword website. I did a model with tan lines just because I thought it would be fun. And the model I did it on is Dark Sword, and it's the 54mm Daenerys figure from Game of Thrones. It's the one where she's kind of naked and stepping out of the fire. So do be aware, it is there is nudity involved. So if you don't like that, don't go there. But if you want to look it up, it is the 54mm Daenerys from Dark Sword Miniatures. Marika did the 28mm version, and I did the big one. And it's got tan lines, because I figured she's going to have tan lines, right? All right. A t-shirt tan, right? With Daenerys, I did more like she was wearing kind of that, kind of the little halter top with a bare midriff and the short leather pant thing that those Dothraki always seem to go for. So there we go. So now we'll see how this comes up. Now, down here, she's definitely going to get sunburned because, oh my god, do I ever get sunburned here. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab some of my pinky color. And I'm going to start highlighting the bust area with more of a pinkish color to carry that. Because that whole area is going to be highlighted, and it's also going to be highlighted pinkishy. Yeah, it would be kind of interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a bust where somebody did a peeling suntan. It would be hard to do. Or a peeling sunburn. David, have you ever seen one?
No.
Not at all? Yeah. Guess it's not... You'd have to have the right bust for it.
People also don't see peeling sunburns very often.
Yeah, that's true.
So that would make it doubly hard.
It is a short period that things are usually peeling. Alrighty, so we've got this coming along. Yeah. I think I've gotten a little pasty on the forehead. I'm going to actually glaze over that with some tan skin. It doesn't read right to me. I got real pale and then I lost the color I was going for. So I'm going to take a little bit of tan skin, a little bit. I'll probably use my mix actually of tanned, my in-between mix of the shadow and your tan skin. And then my in-between mix here, I'll take it and I'll glaze it over the top of that. Because I really feel like the forehead is a little bit of a wrong color and it's a little bit too pasty. Want to unify it back. That's a little better. Unify it back. Yeah. Yeah, the reddish tan, this is a good color thing for that. Color progression for that. We're just going to put a quick highlight up on her hands. The other thing that you can do with, just let's talk about like focusing areas that tend to be more reddish. You can look at your own face for reference on this. You'll find that your nose tends to be more reddish, your earlobes, your lips, the under, your blush area or the underside of your cheeks, depending. And then also your knuckles will be more pink usually. So that's something to remember also, especially if you're working on a bust or a bigger model, you can suggest that color. And get some good realism that way. So if you are aiming for realism, do pay attention to where the red tones tend to be in people's skin tones. Because it really can add a nice touch to your work if you factor that in and put it in, even if it's subtle. Can really be a really nice touch. So let's see here. And if you're working on, this also holds true even for darker skin tones. So here is Dark Elf. Here, let me bring Dark Elf over. Dark Elf, come see them, Dark Elf. He's creepy. He's in progress. But he does have reddish tones around his nose, on the rims of his eyes, on his ears here, and on his lips. And what happens is you can use a darker red for this. So what I used, because he's got a dark skin tone, is I used Succubus Kiss, which is one of the Dungeon Dweller paints, if you'll recall, 9462 Succubus Kiss. So for reddish tones on darker skin tones, you can go that way. And Succubus Kiss is also purple, so it works well for this. And you can see I also put a little bit into the cheekbone there. So yeah, so there's another thought of putting reddish tones in skin. Let's see here. Yeah, the sun has always liked to burn me, so I'm going to line a little bit to make her details stand out, guys, and then we'll progress. I didn't know if I was going to be able to pull this off today, because I have never done it, I don't think, on a small model But I think she's all right. So let's just do a bit of lining. So I find that sometimes that'll make her details and her highlights stand out a bit more. Oh, yeah. Yeah, in Arizona. For sure. For sure, Mathophile. Yeah, my parents leave Arizona in late April every year. Don't come back until late October for a reason. And I have a friend who lived in Arizona for a very long time and then promptly, just a couple of years ago, moved to Maine. She just couldn't handle it anymore. So now she has winter, which I don't think is a good trade-off, but I guess when the sun is that angry. So I'm going to line her eyeballs so that I can... She's actually kind of squinting. Her eyes are kind of close together compared to some of... like her lids are close together compared to some of Bobby's other sculpts. To get really close. This is where magnification can be a good thing. There we go. Got both eyes in. Ta-da. Now, the other thing you always want to do, and I was just talking to somebody about this, is you want to line the mouth. I will usually use the same color or close. I'm going to actually pick up a little bit of my dark pink here with my walnut for this. Let's see if I can line the mouth with that. It's not quite as dark. It'll make a more realistic upper lip color. Something in the meds will turn you blue. That's not good. Yeah, Maine is beautiful, but I'm surprised how cold it is out here in the South Bay. Like, for me, okay? Like, keep in mind, this is Anne coming from Texas, so it's definitely take it with a grain of salt. I'm going to reline this mouth because I feel like I didn't do a good job. Yeah, it seems very cold. Like yesterday, I think it was just in the 60s, and it's like June. I'm like, oh, where are my 80s and my 90-degree days? But I think people here would just fall over if, like, it hit 100. Has it ever hit 100, David, since you've been here?
Maybe.
Maybe? Don't remember?
Probably. Probably not in San Francisco. I was mostly living in San Francisco.
That's true.
I may be speaking too softly for the mic to pick me up.
Oh, that's cool. Yes, David is not sure. I'm just having trouble with this mouth. It just like, I think she might be doing a thing with her mouth. I don't know. I don't know, Bobby. Did you like have her make a face with her mouth? Because I'm definitely noticing a tilt on one side. I'm invoking Bobby even though he is not here.
Yeah, I was going to ask if Bobby was in chat.
No. I'm invoking the Jackson, but he doesn't normally. He's probably working. I'll have to ask him next time I see him. Or next time I text.
Yes, we need to add it to the list of questions for Bobby.
Questions for Bobby. We have many questions for Bobby on Reason Sculpts. Now he's probably like, oh, I've got to avoid those people. All right, I need to correct her upper lip again. Yeah, her upper lip is definitely like fighting me on this these days. To get a good expression. Every summer in San Jose, it breaks 100. Is what Numbat says. Worst year, it was actually hot enough to buckle your front sidewalk? Wow. That's crazy. You people complaining about 100. Mathophile's like, it gets 120 in my state. 100 is nothing. There. I'm trying to correct that upper lip a little bit. The upper lip is always darker than the lower lip. It's always in shadow. So when you line the mouth, you can leave that upper lip area dark. But see how lining the face there has really made a difference. And now you can see the highlights and shadows a little bit better. Yeah, sometimes they will. I think she kind of looks like she's doing that, you know, to me, Reaper John. And she might be. She's studying the plant. She's like, what is this thing? What is this weird thing I've cut? So it could be a real thing. But it means I need to muck with the mouth a little bit to make it look the way I want it to. But hopefully you guys can see how doing that lining has really made the highlights and shadows pull together on the face. And that's just a thing. Giving a little relative definition goes a long way. Now I'm trying to get the other side of the face. Yeah, I think she's coming along actually pretty well. I might actually put a tiny bit of a suggestion of pink up on her forehead. See if I can glaze that in. Don't want to go too far with it. Just want to continue to retain, now it's wet, work toward that. I think she looks pretty weathered though. I think she's working pretty well. Can do the same thing. I usually at this point will line. For some reason, having that firm line around the area really makes the highlights and shadows show up better for me, to my eyes. So I will at this point also line around her face. And I usually do use walnut or a dark color for this, unless you're working with a very fair skin tone. If you're working with a very fair skin tone and very fair hair, then you could by all means use more of a color like a shield brown or muddy brown or earth brown for this line around the face. But see how that makes her face stand out. 77 degrees and sunny. Yeah, it's supposed to be 78 and sunny here, Dragon Eye. Yeah, it's some random site you found. It doesn't quite hit 100 in San Jose, which is right where we're next to in Mountain View most years. I could believe that. I mean, it's already hit 92 here earlier, but so it'll come back, I'm sure, at some point. I'm gonna do this line right here again, so it kind of gives me something to judge the skin tone against. Put that deep shadow in there. See how that makes the skin stand out to put that line in there. Even better would be if you did look up a picture, like random stock photo of sunburned person online. You could probably even pick up some areas that I've missed as far as making it look even more useful, even more real. I mean, real fresh sunburn definitely is redder than this. So you'd want to take it with a real red. But then you got to be careful what you're implying too, right? Because at this scale, the problem is if you paint it as red, as sunburn tends to be, you tend to get it just looks like a tiefling, or something else. It looks like you intended red skin. So that's why it's difficult to do this kind of weathering at this scale, and why this is probably as far as I would go with it. Because you've got to be careful of how the model appears, and people might not realize what you're getting at. Just gonna line her fingers. Something you also want to do. Oh no, I accidentally painted her hand. Plorf. If I'm quick with the brush, I can scrub it off. Yep. Good. There. You have a friend who's Irish. She goes out in the sun and almost bursts into flames. Yeah. They can get really fair-skinned. I am pretty fair. I burn extremely easily. I can burn in the shade. I found that out when my family went on a cruise. And I was really being cautious for once and not my usual silly self. And I actually sat on the cruise ship all day in the shade and got a sunburn. It was not as bad as the sunburn I would have gotten in the actual sun, but it definitely proved a point that I had very fair skin. All right, so lined the fingers there. So if I was going to suggest a more pink color, Blorf, thank you for the Blorf emoji, D. Clearman. That's her magic trick. She goes out in the sun and turns into a strawberry. Yes. I lobster. Cursed by the gods not to walk in the night of day. Well, Arcane Void, then, you know, the feature? I don't know. Maybe you should, like, you know, offer up some sacrifices. Oh, yeah, giving a sunburn while skiing. Yeah, because of the reflection off the snow and stuff. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's grab some pink color here and see. It's really hard to suggest this on a 28 millimeter, but sometimes you can just put a little bit of pink around the knuckles. I think I want a little bit more red on her forearms. Get a little bit of a highlight here going on down toward the elbow. So take the skin as ruddy as you think you need to get a good sunburn color. If you have sunburn flesh from HD, the canceled color, obviously it is also meant to be used in this manner. In fact, it would be a great base coat. If you have it, you could use it in place of mixing tan skin and 90/70 and work up from that. And then just get a nice dark red and mix some in and put it where you want it. Yeah, because it's reflected light, right? Snow sunburns. I have not been skiing for so long that I pretty much have just reset all knowledge of it and can be considered a total beginner again. I skied a bit in high school and early college. But then I moved far away from anywhere that had skiing, so I haven't touched skis. Obviously not since I've been in Texas, but even before that. Alrighty. Just doing some quick lining so that I can get a relative idea. I really do find that the lining gives me a relative idea of my lights and darks. Because I don't do what some other painters do, like the one you guys watched on Friday, that means that I'm at a disadvantage sometimes. Unless I put in, you know, at least some sort of defining line around the areas I'm painting, because I'm painting, you know, one area at a time instead of painting more organically with the whole. If you already block in all your base coat, you don't have to worry about doing this. But if you paint in sections like I do, doing that line can give you an idea, a better idea of how your blending is shaping up. Because if you're looking at your blending next to just white primer or this light gray bones material, it really isn't going to give you a feel for it. But it is how I do things, so it's just something I have learned to deal with. So I do the area and I line around it, and then I adjust, and then I go on to the next area. Boop. There. I actually missed a little bit of the inside of her arm. Oh, hi, Bryce. Good to see you in chat. Hey, B. Kokanar. Yeah, we would love to. Did you hear that? I didn't know Bryce was in Reno. He totally invited us to ski near him. I would totally come to Reno and try skiing. I do want to get back into skiing a little bit. I would like to try it again, because I used to really like it. Like, I was not good at it, but I liked it. I could do green hills without totally dumping myself on my face, but that was about it. It would be nice to try it again. All right, let's get a little bit of a highlight on this palm here. Just looking, if you look at your own hands, you can see like where red and pink tend together, like around the knuckles, fingertips, things like that. Again, hard to do on a small miniature, but you can. It'll especially show up if you highlight the knuckles with a color that's not quite as pink, obviously. So if I use my lighter color here and if I highlight around the knuckles with more of a normal highlighting color, quote unquote, and then I have the pink on those knuckles, then that totally makes that color come out. So sometimes it's okay, all the time it's all about contrast. Just trying to get some other highlights on here. Bring in some other highlights there. I think she's looking pretty good, actually. Pretty good. Yeah, Althai says we're totally taking you up on that, Bryce. You enjoyed David's paint show? I didn't know you were in the chat. Awesome. Yeah, we've gotten him into streaming now, and now that was, who knows what'll happen. He does have a real job though, so that makes it hard for him to take my stream very often. Which is fine. You know, it is my stream, and I do actually like to do it. All right, guys. So hopefully you can see how we've kept our reddish tones in here and brought it up with more pinks for the highlights, because, you know, if you've got reddish skin, then you are definitely going to get, you know, when the light shines on you, you are going to get a little bit more pinkish than just the beige that sometimes we use all the time for Caucasian skin tones. But we've got some definite like reddish hues here, and we still managed to highlight the model pretty well. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot. We've been on about an hour. Done. We're skiing, huh? Awesome. You live in... Mevwin lives in Reno, too. Squaw, huh? Terrain variety?
Yeah, Squaw is good. I haven't been to Squaw very much because there's not great places to stay. I tend to stay in South Lake Tahoe because there's so many more hotels.
Just going to hit a little bit higher highlight up here. Yeah, I guess if you live there, you don't have to worry about hotels, so you can be like, whatever. May make a little bit stronger pink for her lower lip. Beowulf, thanks for the Prime sub. We actually have activated our giveaway and AMA. We've got it. Justin, did we decide how we were going to do the giveaway? Were we going to make it on a specific day so people could tune in? Or were we going to just do it? All right, yeah.
We're going to make it. Yeah, it's going to be the same day as the AMA. It's going to be one big giveaway AMA.
One giveaway AMA. There, it's a giveaway AMA. And so we should set a day for that. Do we want to do it on a Friday or do we want to do it on a Wednesday? We want to do it. We'll have to think about that. Do you have a suggestion, Justin? Like, we've done it Friday before, and it's a nice wrap up to do on Friday. But
I think Friday is a good day for it. I really do.
Okay.
It just depends on kind of when you're ready to do it, to be honest.
Well, we need some more questions for my AMA, guys. So, like, remember, if you go to the Reaper Discord, you have to go to the AMA section channel, and you need to throw questions in there, random questions, any questions you want. Painting questions, paint questions, Reaper questions, although some Reaper questions I won't be able to answer, obviously. Those are better thrown at Ed. But you know, just, yeah, any old thing. Ask about my dog. Ask about my other hobbies. Ask about, I don't know, whatever you like to do. You can ask about, I know some people came in with a couple other questions, but now that we're actually on the eve of the AMA, I do need enough questions to answer, so... I do need to give her eyebrows. She looks...
If you don't get around to it, you can always ask in chat.
That's
when
true.
You get here.
That's true. You can. Yes, we will do that. We will also do that. You are correct. We will take any chance. Okay, thanks, Pendrake. it is a giveaway of purple things, Astley the Monk, and purple paints, purple figures. And then it is also an AMA. So I decided that purple is my favorite color, so that our first ever official and giveaway would have to do with purple. And we'll probably make it different every time. But this is an experiment. We're trying, of course, we're always trying to make sure that our department is profitable so that Reaper keeps us on doing this. So this is the aiming for a large subtotal and then having that trigger an AMA. We judged would be a good thing, and doing a giveaway is why we're asking for a higher subtotal now, because that way we can make sure we're paying for the giveaway. We're not, giving away a bunch of stuff and then being in the red. Yes, purple. All right, so I'm mixing just a quick eyebrow color for her because it's annoying me that she does not have eyebrows. So since I'm thinking I might paint her blonde, I'm going with russet brown and a bit of rich leather. I want a dark golden color, and the rich leather didn't look dark enough because I've burned her skin. So she actually has quite a overall kind of a darkish skin tone at this point, which I'm probably going to highlight a bit more. But it means that to have eyebrows show up, I need darker eyebrows. Because light eyebrows do exist, but look weird. Which is why eyebrow pencils exist for women. And sometimes men. Because, can't forget all the guys I used to hang out with at the goth club. Hey, Spoons, thanks. Yeah, you guys are, gosh, we've gotten a lot of subs this show. Like, we're already well on our way to the next one. 10 months, congrats. All right, let's get some eyebrows on her. So, luckily, Bobby's models tend to have very well-defined brow ridges. So, that's where you can usually pop an eyebrow in. That's very evident where this one is. I think she is actually making a face as she looks at this herb, because she got this eye squinty. The other eyebrow is arched. At least I think it is. I'm kind of looking at it. Yeah, I think she is. I think she is doing an arched brow on this side. Which would explain why her mouth is kind of like, at a different... Yeah, I think she is. All right, so we're going to go with that. So we'll get that eyebrow arched, this eyebrow down, see if I can get a good shot of her face where she's kind of looking at this herb. You always hear golf club as golf club? Yes. Thank you, Swoons. Disapproving herbalist is disapproving. I don't know if she's disapproving. She's skeptical for sure, though. She's like, what is this thing? Like, she thought it was something, and then she realized it was a weed. And not a useful weed. So I'm going to accentuate that eyebrow then. Although it looks a little odd, but it's has a lot of expression. Yeah, so now I think the line of her mouth definitely is crooked, so I might come back. Yeah, she's skeptical. Come back and kind of accentuate that, because it drops down a little bit on the other side, and then it comes up. So I'm going to thin it, because I need it to be really thin to get that line to be fine. This will either help or kill you, or both! Alright, gonna get a little bit of this color on the brush. I thinned it way down. I want to accentuate the line of the mouth now that we've discovered she has kind of a skeptical face expression. I want to make sure that I hit that, so I'm going to come in on this side and try really hard. It's hard because our arm is in the way, right? So you got to go very slow and gently. There we go. Now I have a much harder line on her mouth. It's much more accurate. Still not sure about that. That's a very high brow. It does mean I need to highlight under it more. So I need to hit that upper eyelid for sure. When you've got that much room, got to make sure you're hitting the parts that would have highlights. So the upper eyelid would definitely have a highlight there. There you can kind of see. It's hard to show on this because her arm is just casting a shadow over her. Yeah, she's definitely screwing up that one eye and looking really wide through the other eye, so she definitely has that look. Skeptical herbalist is skeptical. This is a highbrow stream. Yeah. The patient died, but look, the skin rash is gone. Yeah, caption this miniature, right? Alrighty. Let me see if I can get way up close. Hold on. Ah, then you guys will see all my bad paint work. So that's where we sit at the moment. And I have a lot of touch-up to do, and I need to accentuate that other brow. Oh, my dog is having a poop emergency, I think. Justin, do we have a stream?
Yes, I'm working on one right now.
All right, Kiri's butt says hurry. Uh-oh, I may have said her name and triggered it. We may be leaving very quickly, everybody.
I got one for us real quick.
Okay, go for it. Can you let her out, David? Or go toward the door anyway. All right. Thank you, everybody. Sorry for Kiri's butt activating. She loves you all. And please stick around for whoever we are hosting. And Justin is started. Yay, Justice. Go tell Justice hi. I'm going to go and rescue my dog. I love you all. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye, everybody.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for coming out. Keep being awesome. Don't forget we have Miniature Monday today at 3 p.m. Central. And that's it for today's programming. So thank you guys very much.